I added Root Maze to Stasis to make it an even more oppressive lock, and oh boy, did that work out real well. I am on the draw in match 1 versus Rat 12342, huh? I am going to keep this hand. It has a Portent into a Counterspell, which is pretty good. And it looks like we're playing against Enchantress. Enchantress is normally a fairly difficult deck to play against, but I have an ace up my sleeve. Just go ahead and shuffle that Portent here. And that ace up my sleeve is Root Maze. Maybe I'll be able to show that to you here in a minute. Ooh, that is a Seal of Cleansing from the hero, just throwing that out there. That's going to make my life a little bit difficult, actually. That Seal of Cleansing is going to have to get bounced at some point here. Am I going to counterspell this Enchantress's presence? The hero has 3 cards in hand right now. I could Daze the presence, and I think I will, just with the hard cast, and I can save my counterspell for something more relevant later. And now I get to either hold open counterspell or cycle this Flash of Insight. That's an Argothian Enchantress. I think I will let that resolve. I'm going to try and save this counterspell for when I inevitably have to bounce the Seal of Cleansing and it comes back down. All right, cycle this Flash of Insight. And I did find Stasis. That means, oh, I found second Stasis. That's really interesting. So now I can bounce the Seal of Cleansing on the hero's end step. Kind of just letting them go wild with this Enchantress here. Ooh, so now I have to do this now. I will actually do this now. I'm still holding open this Counterspell, and they chose not to play it. All right. So now I think I will actually flash back Flash of Insight here. I'm just going to exile everything in my graveyard. I don't need these anymore. And I found a Gush. Yeah, I think I actually will take Gush, because Gush will let me untap islands fairly easily. Oh, and I found Daze. That's really good. All right, here we go. It is time to land Stasis. I have Daze, which will let me counter that Seal of Cleansing that is in their hand. Okay, there's not much for me to do right now. Mostly just waiting to find a Black Vise. It's really good for me that I found another Counterspell here. All right, I am going to miss a land drop, so I am going to Gush right now. I'm going to bounce these 2 tapped islands to my hand. Oh, and I found Root Maze. This game is over. Putting those lands into play untapped now. But they will enter tapped here in a second. So here I'm going to do something a little bit interesting. I am going to exile... Oh, let's exile Counterspell to this Forsaken City. But I'm going to tap a normal island to pay for Stasis. Forsaken City taps for 1 mana of any color. So I will tap it for green and put that Root Maze into play. And now I firmly believe that the hero just doesn't have an answer to this. Now I am just looking for a Black Vise to kill my opponent. Yeah, that brushland entered tapped. Did you see that? I'm continuing to play out a couple of islands. I'm not sure if that's correct to do or not. I think I might actually have enough islands in play here. There's the Black Vise. Okay, so the hero is going to start taking 3 damage a turn. Fortunately, Black Vise doesn't have the old templating where it turns off if it's tapped. So it will continue to work even when it is tapped. And now I literally just pitch cards to Forsaken City until the opponent dies. Yeah, Sarah Sanctum entering tapped. That's why I play Root Maze. And the hero is giving me some valuable information by not conceding. They are on the Parallax Wave Opalescence build, it looks like. At this point in the game, it's well and truly over. You should just concede, really. That Wooded Foothills enters tapped. It cannot sack to find a land, and even if it could, the land would enter tapped. And that is a super clean Game 1 win versus Enchantress. Yeah, that felt really good. I'm very happy that I had all of the tech that I did. Now I am going to do my sideboarding. So Daze isn't particularly good against Enchantress. Brain Freeze is, and Black Vise is. As we saw, Root Maze was MVP there. I'm not convinced I want to take out a Boomerang. What I could do is I could take out some number of Portents, probably side out my Flash of Insight, honestly, and bring in these Annuls. I think that Hibernation also needs to come in. Do I side out Brain Freeze here? No, I don't think I do. I think I need to keep in Brain Freeze in case they have a big turn. It would let me win on top of some Enchantress triggers. So to that end, I think I am actually going to side out a couple of Portent. So Dazes, Flash, and 2 Portents out, and bringing in 3 Annuls and 2 Hibernations. Let's see if this will work. So this hand is literally just Annul, Brain Freeze, and Gush. I don't know if that's good enough. I'm going to mulligan. Looks like the hero has mulliganed as well. I'm going to keep this hand, and I'm actually going to bottom... it's kind of tricky. I think I'm going to bottom the Thwart. Maybe it was incorrect to bottom the Thwart. We don't know. And to answer your question, Greg, if both of my Black Vises and my Brain Freeze, actually, which is also a win condition, if those are all at the bottom of my deck, then I have ways to shuffle my deck. I have Portent, I have Impulse that puts cards on the bottom, I have Flash of Insight that lets me put cards on the bottom in any order. So it's not super likely that that's going to happen. Like, it could happen, and I could just be in a world of hurt sometimes, but I'm not going to sweat about it too much. I ripped the Annul, which was really, really nice. Oh, and by the way, for those of y'all watching the video, this video started its life as a members-only stream. I am not about to, you know, show off my hand in the middle of a tournament to anybody. So if you would like to be like Greg and catch the action live as it's happening, then feel free to join as a member at Anger or above, and you will be able to watch me do nothing as well. Oh, I have second Annul. That's so good. I could potentially Stasis lock the opponent here in a turn. Maybe next turn. That is an Argothian Enchantress. There's not much I can do about that. I don't know if I'm going to Stasis lock them here. The reason for that is if they have a Seal of Cleansing, then I am going to be in a world of hurt. So I think I'm just going to leave everything as is. Like, they could just go land Seal of Cleansing and completely blow me out of the water, and I don't think I want to make myself vulnerable to that. My deck has 23 lands in it. 19 of those are islands. I'm going to trust in my deck to present me with an island. Yeah, see, there's a Seal of Cleansing. I am going to annul the heck out of that. So now the only way that the hero could land another Seal of Cleansing is if they have a Serra's Sanctum. So I think I might actually go for it here. Although I might not. I kind of want some more islands. Let's Portent and see if I've got some more islands on the top of my deck. And I don't. I am going to shuffle this. Black Vise is decent, I guess. I did bring in Hibernations, which could, in theory, one-shot my opponent. But I'm going to try and prevent that from happening at all. Or rather, let them build up a board presence at all. All right, it might be time to just... Okay, so this means that I can double Chain of Vapor if I need to. I am going to land Stasis now. The hero is tapped low. They haven't shown me that they have another land drop. The question is, do I land Black Vise now, or do I wait? I think I'm going to land Black Vise now. All right, there's a basic forest. Oh, that's a Forsaken City. This deck doesn't... Well, the opponent's deck doesn't play Wastelands. I think I am still going to Gush, and I'm just going to continue to play out islands. I found another Chain of Vapor, which is pretty good. Yeah, and they just have no plays here. I found another Stasis. That's not going to be particularly useful. I think that's just going to be Forsaken City food. And they're continuing to miss land drops. And I found the Hibernation. I think I might be able to surprise my opponent with a Hibernation here. Oh, they found the Brushland. That is a Wild Growth, presumably on that Brushland. But do they have a third Seal of Cleansing? I'm not sure. Okay, so let me think about this. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green permanents, which means that they're going to be taking... Oh, how much damage if I Hibernation them? A lot. It would be 3 plus 6. That's actually 9. That is not good enough. I think I am going to chain my Stasis here, and I'm not going to sacrifice a land. And then I am going to hold open Counterspell. I'm going to pitch a Stasis to untap this Forsaken City. And if the hero does not play anything useful, then they will just be dead here because I will just hibernation them. And if they do play something useful, then I can counterspell and then Chain of Vapor my Stasis, untap and hibernation them. So they're in a pretty decent squeeze here. They've got to do something right now. I mean, they've got 16 seconds to think about it. Interesting. That is an abeyance, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and counter that. It's entirely possible that maybe I should have hibernationed them sooner. Oh, and they just have nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna chain my Stasis here. Exile Impulse, I suppose. And let's just hibernation them. I don't think I need to get fancy. Return all green permanents to their owner's hands. This is going to make them have 12 cards in their hand, which will mean that Black Vise deals 8 damage to them on their upkeep. And I honestly don't even think I need to land Stasis. I think I can just bluff a counterspell here. And I win the match. I will definitely claim that win. That was just some good old-fashioned Stasis gameplay right there. Hibernation was decent, but quite frankly, probably not necessary. I would honestly have rather had Root Maze in that situation. But Hibernation is good against Elves and other stuff like that. So I am now 1-0 to start this challenge. Let's see if I can keep that record going for the remainder of the challenge here. If you're enjoying the video and think you'd like watching more of what I make, please consider subscribing so YouTube can notify you when I go live and upload videos. I appreciate your support. Thank you. I am on the play in match 2 versus SpockVidaLoka. Wow, this hand really does just nothing except land Stasis, huh? Just absolutely nothing. Is that good enough? No counter spells, no consistency. It's just Stasis, Chain of Vapor. What happens if I get duressed here? I don't know if I want to take the risk. I think I'm going to mulligan. Yeah, this hand's just way better. Put a Gush on the bottom. I don't think I need 2 of those. All right, it's a blue mirror. Well, I've got a hard cast Daze and you don't. Do I just go for Stasis now? I have Stasis plus Gush, Daze, Chain, and Thwart. That's a ton of protection. I don't think I need to go for it now. I think I'm going to wait. Yeah, there's a Mishra's Factory. We might be playing against Dreadnought. We might be playing against the Solution. The hero is missing land drops as well, but now I've got a Portent. And this Counterspell is up. Oh, those are all very good. I think I'm going to do Island, Chain, Island, and just continue to make land drops here. That's an accumulated knowledge. I'm not going to counter that. Okay, here we go. That is a Dreadnought. I'm going to counterspell the Stifle, I think. Ah, they are dazing me. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. Counterspell's good. I'll just let that happen. I'm not going to daze back. But they have finally made their move. So I am going to go ahead and just land Stasis now. They're really thinking quite hard about this. And that is a foil. I think I'm going to float here. And I'm going to thwart this foil. All right, that's an opt. They're going to try and dig for another free counterspell here. And I don't think they have it. Just going to let that go then. I can get chunked for 12. And they really do ought to do this. And now my Daze is online, which is fantastic. I'm just going to continue to make land drops here. Double Daze is really strong. I like that. And now I'm just so ridiculously far ahead. The hero's about to start going to discard. I've made a ton of land drops. And they've got another land drop here. Yeah, no reason to break this pattern. I'm making land drops. Hopefully the hero will stop making land drops because they did make one last turn. Nope, there's another one. And there they go. All right, they're moving to discard. And that's another Stasis. I think it is indeed time to Gush. And I'm going to discard some of these cards that I don't need. I wonder if I should chain my Stasis at some point. I don't think I need to yet. I would love it if I could find... Really, I think I would want a Forsaken City at this point. Honestly, a free counterspell would be really good. I might cycle these Dazes, actually. Let's just see what I rip here. Another Stasis. I don't need that. I think I need to chain my Stasis right now. Oh, they just let that happen. Yeah, that's okay. Just F6, huh? They probably shouldn't have done that. Now I just get to get a massive untap step in. Play island. Cast Stasis. Yeah, that's fine. Cast Stasis. And I'll Daze that Counterspell. That was beautiful. I like that a lot. Do I want to Daze this Dreadnought? Yeah, I think I do, actually. Because they can sacrifice the tapped Dreadnought to the untapped one here. And that is a Forsaken City. That's pretty strong. I actually kind of want a Portent here. I want to get this rolling along a little bit. I am going to shuffle this. Oh, I have a Flash of Insight in my graveyard. Yeah, let's go ahead and cast that. Let's exile my entire deck out of the yard, really? X equals 10 on that, huh? I will take a Portent. Yeah, that Flash was really strong. I like that. Found another Chain of Vapor here. Oh, that is a Root Maze. Yeah, I think that's okay. I will keep the Root Maze. I'm gonna go ahead and chain Stasis again. And they just let it resolve again for some reason. So Stasis time, and that hits. Forsaken City time, Root Maze time. Now, even if they do get a Phyrexian Dreadnought into play, it will enter tapped. All right, I'll Impulse here. It looks at more cards with less mana, and yeah, I'm gonna take that Black Vise. It's time to win the game. Here's a foil. I think I am gonna Counterspell that, actually. Ooh, that's another foil. Yeah, that's fine. That puts me in a bit of a tricky situation because of this Root Maze. Oh, they're having me mill now, huh? Well, if they hit all of my win conditions, then that's actually pretty bad. But they didn't. Now there are ways around this, but it's going to be a bit tricky. That's the brain freeze that I was looking for. That's fantastic. I need to find another Forsaken City. That's not it. That's a Gush. I'm going to take that. All right. Wait, what? What happened? What happened here? Okay, that was a really weird graphical bug. I didn't like that. Found another Forsaken City that enters tapped. So now I can put Stasis on the bottom and I can start exiling cards to untap my cities. And then I can end a turn, Chain of Vapor my Stasis. And if that doesn't work, then I can Ensnare, get some cards in hand, and then try again. That did work. Now I get a nice fat untap stat. And let me think about this. I'm going to Impulse here. Found a Gush. Going to take that. Going to Gush. All right, so that is 2. Let's go ahead and Impulse again. I think I'm going to take a foil here. Storm is 3. Storm is 4 off the Stasis. Going to hold priority and Root Maze. Actually, Chain of Vapor, my Root Maze. And then I am going to foil that. Go ahead and cast this Ensnare. And then Brain Freeze. And this will mill my opponent for 24. And I get to F6 for the rest of the game. Okay, that was pretty tight. I am running behind on clock, which is worrisome. But I can't really worry about that right now. I am going to bring in Annuls. And what am I going to take out, honestly? Root Maze might actually be a little bit too slow. I don't think I want to take out any of the counters. Propaganda's not good since they only need to get 2 attacks in. I think I might want the mana short. And I can side out Flash of Insight. Honestly, probably Boomerang. And then I don't want to side out any win conditions. Maybe an Ensnare and a single Portent. Although I can side out the Root Maze. I want to keep the Root Maze in just in case. I'm going to side out a Portent. I don't know if this is good or not. I'm going to have to play quite a bit faster and probably protect my win conditions better if I'm going to win this game on time. This is a double Forsaken City Root Maze hand. I have to mulligan this. I will keep this, and I'm going to bottom the Impulse, actually. Okay, Slow Trip. And I found the Annul. That's fantastic. I am not going to pretend that I have anything else here. Card representing Annul. Not sure what I'm looking for here, but let's just try and find out. Honestly, these are pretty good. I am going to probably do it like Foil, then Counterspell, then Island. Just cycling AK, I'm not fighting that. I think this is very much going to be a who blinks first sort of thing. Looks like the opponent is blinking first. They just let it go. Okay. I have a foil and a bunch of other stuff. I don't think I'm ready to go for it. I think entrusting the longevity of my stasis lock to Gush alone is just not good enough. There's the Root Maze. I would have much rather had a Portent there. Okay, they let that go. And I am going to Portent. Yeah, I actually want these. I am going to put it Island, Stasis, Forsaken City, probably. Not going to use the ability. And honestly, I think I might just run out a Stasis, see if this gets countered or not. That's an annul. I'm not fighting that. I have another Stasis. That's a Brain Freeze for 5, huh? I guess I'll fire off an Impulse, and I will take second Stasis, unfortunately. It's a really good Brain Freeze there. I'm going to see what they hit. They hit my Brain Freeze, and that is a Dreadnought. They are attempting to put it into play. I don't think I'm going to fight this. I think I am just going to attempt to land my Stasis now. Dazing my Stasis. That's fine. I'm going to pay for that. And that is a foil. Let's go ahead and Gush here. I can foil that foil. All right, foil your foil here. I'm going to pitch the Root Maze. Does this all happen? It does. Unfortunately, I lost quite a bit of equity on that. Yeah, they're just getting their attack in. They know what they're doing. I found another Daze, which is not the worst, but I really need something good here. Basic Island is basically as good as it could get, but I think at this point I need a Forsaken City or something else that bounces islands to hand. And I need to rip it right off the tippity top here. That is a Thwart. I think I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. I can't come back from that. That's really unfortunate. Maybe I shouldn't have paid for the Daze. Maybe I should have dazed their Daze or something. I'm not sure. And now I just need to win super duper quickly. Okay, Root Maze out, Portent in. I don't know if I can win a game in 7 minutes. We're about to find out. I will keep this. Turn 1 Black Vise. This is fantastic. And the hero's mulling to 5. To 4 even. This might be just the sort of luck that I need in order to pull off this win. All right, well, they played around turn 1 Black Vise fairly well. I'm not going to be playing into those open blue mana. It might just be an Impulse, though, or an AK. Yeah, that's fair. I know I have 2 Stasis, but, like, I don't need to be doing that right now. See if I can build up a little bit more protection. Counterspell, Island, Portent. Yeah, I want those. And I want them in this order. So Counterspell first, and then my Island, and then I will have Portent next turn if I want it. They're chaining my Black Vise, huh? Yeah, you don't need to do that. That's an AK? Yeah, I think that's fine. Just go ahead and land Stasis, see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to fight over this that much. Yeah, I'm not going to. Just let it go. Hero's got 3 cards in hand now, so maybe I am just going to go ahead and land another Stasis. Actually, I'm just going to land Black Vise. And I am going to actually thwart this. They're finding an AK here. They're trying to find something else. That's another annul. This thwart is targeting that annul. This counterspell can target this annul. Storm is 6 here. All right, that happened, and that happened. Let's go ahead and Portent, try and find some more action. I found a thwart here. I'm going to Island Gush Thwart. Not going to use Portent's ability to shuffle. And I think this is the turn where I will attempt to land Stasis. I can back it up with Thwart if I need to. All right, hero's going to cast their own Portent here. So they declined to use it, huh? So they might have the counterspell. I am going to jam, and I'm going to thwart that. Does this resolve? Yes, it does. Okay, I've only got 5 minutes on the clock. There is a real chance that I can make this work. They're phasing out their Dreadnought. So here's a fun fact about phasing, is it happens on your untap step. So that Dreadnought will never phase back in. Beautiful. See, it's still phased out. I am going to auto yield to the Stasis. If I have my way, I am not going to be playing out of Forsaken City this game. Oh, they're vision charting my Black Vise here. That is very tricky of you. Yeah, I'll let that resolve. Actually think I might put the Forsaken City down because I can chain my Stasis in response if I need to. In response to like a Wasteland or something. And I think I am going to actually chain my Stasis. If this doesn't resolve, then it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I can just pitch cards to this Forsaken City. Ooh, Stifle. Yeah, you got it. Okay, never mind. Let's go ahead and Gush here, try and find something else to do. And I didn't really... Yeah, this time pressure, I think, is starting to affect me here. And now Dreadnought has phased back in. Excellent use of a Stifle on the opponent's part. I think I got a little bit too aggressive. And it is time for me to pitch something here. Oof, I played right into that. Well, I kinda have to grab Stasis and just hope for the best. Wow, what do I need here? I need exactly foil. I guess I could also find a Chain of Vapor. Yeah, that has to happen. Okay, let's chain the Dreadnought. If this doesn't resolve, then I die. That is a hard cast foil. All right, Gush in response. I need to find my own foil here. Yeah, that's just game. Okay, well played from the Dreadnought player. I did get a little bit too aggressive here, I think. I think I should have just let the Black Vise stay phased out for a while. Like, I had 2 minutes. I could have probably figured out something. But the hero here just set a trap for me, and I kind of walked right into it with that Stifle. Well, that is a mistake that I am going to do my best to not make again. Let us go ahead and move on to match 3.
Has your loss to Lantern Control left you bitter and despondent? Work through your grief with a membership to Fateseal MTG on YouTube or Patreon. Reach bargaining or higher to gain access to my detailed lesson videos on how to play Lantern Control. I hope to see you on your path to healing.
Excellent. I am on the draw in match 3 versus Ecoscuro. I think I am going to keep this hand. Ah, yeah. Turn 1 Articar Waste. That tells me that they're probably on, like, the Solution or something like that. I think I am just going to lead on Black Vise. Not too many folks have annuls in the main. An island there was a really good draw. I like that a lot. Attunement, huh? So they are on some sort of Replenish nonsense here. And I just hit almost nothing off of this. I'm going to grab this island. And I will actually Daze this Attunement. Goodbye, Attunement. Now I can hold open Hardcast. Ooh, I could land Stasis. I don't think I will. Yeah, I think I'm just going to continue to play stuff here. Oh, I have Thwart now. All right, so I actually think I'm going to continue to hold stuff open. That's a frantic search. I'm going to let that resolve. Oh, and they're just binning 2 lands, huh? Sure. I found a Counterspell. I like that. Yeah, I don't think I need to be playing into this right now. I think I can just hold stuff open and be patient. I'm going to play out this Forsaken City here. And now I've got Counterspell and Impulse. And Thwart and Daze and all of that. Intuition. I choose 1 card. They put the rest into their graveyard, so they're going to get to tutor for something here. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, you get a Decree of Silence. That is an uncounterable counterspell? What the hell? Whenever an opponent casts a spell, counter that spell and put a depletion counter on this enchantment. And then if there are 3 or more depletion counters on it, sacrifice it. Yeah, that's disgusting. I hate that. I'm going to have to find another Stasis now. And I am going to take the Impulse here and continue digging. I guess I'll take the Gush. I'm kind of full up on counters right now. And they just have an uncounterable counterspell in hand. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, Island was a really good draw. That costs how much mana? 6? Let's just go ahead and Gush. Hardcast. I found a Root Maze. That's really interesting. I think I'm going to cast the Root Maze. But they let it go. Yeah, this is just a frantic search. I'm going to let that go too. I've never played against this deck before, and I don't know exactly how it works. I know it's some sort of Replenish combo, but I don't know the mechanics of how exactly it functions. So I'm going to have to be very careful here and figure that out. I'm going to be hitching a card anyway, so I may as well untap with Forsaken City here. Yeah, like I would have had to discard that island anyway. That's another Intuition. I'm going to have to let this resolve, I think. If they try to go for something here and they tap below 6 mana, then I can clap back with a Stasis. Oh, that's just Ancient Tomb. Yeah, okay. This Black Vise has been in play this entire time. Ancient Tomb enters tapped. And that is an Ensnare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. I think I am just going to discard the Ensnare. Okay, so they are just fetching for the planes on the end step. They're going to try and do something this turn, I think. And I believe I'm ready for it. They've got 10 mana here. Yeah, here we go. Opalescence. Each other non-aura enchantment is a creature in addition to its other types, and has base power and base toughness, each equal to its mana value. That on its own is not going to cause trouble. Yeah, I'm just going to continue holding this stuff open. Oh, what am I going to discard, though? Nothing. I'm going to discard nothing. Okay, that was best case scenario, finding that land. And my Root Maze is going to get in attack here. That's spicy. Like that. Okay, this is the one that I need to counter. I am just going to start with a standard counterspell. And that just happened. That's great. Getting saucy with this Root Maze. The hero doesn't actually have all that much to do. They've got a Decree of Silence in hand. Like, do I even care about this attunement? They could draw 3 and then discard 4. That would actually bring their hand size down to 2. Call me crazy, but I think I'm going to let this attunement resolve. Oh, right. It is a creature. I forgot. That's fine, I suppose. I am going to chain it. We can see if they want to activate it or not. They just bounced it. They didn't copy the chain. Yeah, I think I will actually counter that on the way down next time. I can hardcast some of these. I'm going to hardcast this foil. Okay, they just let it go. And that's a second Stasis. I think I'm going to go for it now. Forsaken City, Stasis. And they can do the whole Decree of Silence thing if they really want to. Yeah, that's fine. All right, second Stasis. What do you say? That worked just fine. Towards the Plowshares, huh? You know, that's a good point. Go ahead and thwart that. Found some islands here. Oh, they're taking some damage off this. So I could Daze the swords. And I actually think I will. And that's going to put them to 3 here. I think I will just let that happen. I'll let them pay for the Daze first, actually. And then I am going to chain my Stasis. I'm not going to sacrifice a land here. Okay, that was pretty decent. Pretty decent exchange, I think. Wow, an intuition off the top here. And they found the replenishes. Yeah, that'll do it. So what can they do now? And is there any way that I can interrupt this? I need to figure this out. So Replenish is going to return Decree, which is actually really bad. It's going to return Attunement, Parallax Wave. Parallax Wave can exile creatures. It can exile itself. That means that they can blink their stuff infinitely, right? So that means I don't get to cast spells anymore, but they don't have an Opalescence in their graveyard. So if I chain their Opalescence, then that actually might help, because then they would have to tap Ancient Tomb. And if they tap Adakar Waste for colorless, then Skycloud Expanse doesn't allow them to cast it. At least not this turn. Oof, that's a Seal of Cleansing. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. I think I've lost this game. Yeah, I think I lost this game. Because this is whenever an opponent casts a spell, counter that spell. That's just disgusting. And now all they have to do is cast the Opalescence. And, oh, they can just swing and kill me. Okay, yeah, that's fair. All right, so I was just a little bit shy. A single counterspell, I think. Maybe I should have countered one of these intuitions a while back, but I didn't. So next time I think I'm going to be a little more aggressive about countering those intuitions. Them having stuff that can just counter my spells without me being able to counter back is actually horrible for me. Oh, Curse Totem is really interesting here. I think I'm actually going to put in Curse Totem. And I can take out what? Ensnare. Probably take out Brain Freeze. No, I don't think I'm going to take out Brain Freeze. Could take out the Root Maze. Their stuff's pretty expensive, and I don't think Root Maze is very good. They're a deck that could have Meddling Mages, theoretically. So perhaps I just take out probably Dazes, since they've seen Daze. I can take out a Flash of Insight and a single Portent. How does that seem? I think that's fine. The unfortunate part about this is that now I need to win 2 games. I didn't win game 1. I am not very quick. Yeah, I'll play first. I will... This is no consistency. I'm gonna mull. I'm gonna keep this, and I will bottom the Brain Freeze. Yeah, that's a Seal of Cleansing. Not much I can do about that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and Impulse. I guess I could have found a Counterspell. I'll have a Counterspell now, I suppose. Do I really want to take a Black Vise? Seal of Cleansing is face up. No, I want the Counterspell. Got double Gush in hand, which is not nothing. Really wishing I had this annul last turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and annul this. Bad enough that you got one. Honestly, I would love a 5th land, because that means I can start hard casting Gushes. Oh, they're going for something. Am I gonna try and keep stuff out of their graveyard? This is repeatable, though. No, I think I have to let this resolve. I've only got the one Counterspell. Jeez, I'm not sure if that's correct or not. Ooh, I hit the 5th land. Okay, so I can start hard casting Gushes. Yeah, that's another attunement. I'm glad I didn't counter the first one. Hey, well, hard cast Gush. Curse Totem's really good here. So I could just hard cast another Gush on their end step, or I could bounce Seal of Cleansing and then annul it on the way down. I think I will simply hard cast Gush if they don't do anything this turn, but if I have to counterspell something, then I could Boomerang to be a little bit more mana efficient and then just counter it on the way down. Attunement, Decree, Mana Leak. Yeah, they're not going for it. Well, I am going to be the blue deck, and I'm going to get some card advantage here. And I hit 2 impulses. All right, well, I could land this Curse Totem. I think I will. I don't want to just burn an impulse on a land drop here. Okay, they let the Curse Totem go. Popping the second attunement. Maybe I should have been holding open double Counterspell. Ugh. Yeah, here we go. They got some nasty stuff now. Ancient Tomb. Ugh. They're gonna Orum's Chant Replenish me. No. Yeah, I should have held open double Counterspell. Oh, that's a frantic search, huh? So they can still replenish here. Oh, they can replenish and counter again. I got it. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, I got punished. I'll admit. Curse Totem's down. And here's the replenish. Yeah, I am just going to concede to that. Dang, I got a little bit impatient. In all fairness, I did need triple counter there. I'm not sure that I would have been able to find a triple counter. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. Maybe it didn't matter what I do there and I just kind of died. But I think that's okay. This is a new deck to me. I don't know how to play against this. And I learned a lot about how it works. So game 1, I think I needed to counter the intuitions instead of just letting them put whatever they wanted to the yard. I didn't really know about this Decree of Silence. That really threw me off for a long time because I needed to find a second Stasis, and that bought the hero a ton of time. Whereas if I had just countered the intuition, then I would have been in a pretty good spot. And in this game, I'm not really sure if there was much that I could have done this game. But that's all right. Let's go ahead and move on to match 4. Yo, I'm on the play in match 4 versus ElGuri. This is a 1-lander that has 2 portents in it. I think I'm going to keep it. I can use the first portent to find lands, and then I can use the second portent to shuffle. And my deck has 23 lands in it. It's not like it has 0 lands or even like a low land count, like 17 or 19 or something. So I'm likely to find lands as I go. Oh, the hero's just kind of casually mulling to 4 here. Yeah, that sucks for you, I suppose. I'm sorry. So I found a Counterspell and a Stasis. Oh yeah, they just conceded. Okay. I don't know if they should have just conceded the game there. I think they're going off of the assumption that I'm on Dreadnought, because this Island Portent Keep is a very Dreadnought-esque start. So they might be sideboarding for that. How do I want to play around that? Do I sideboard at all? So I looked up their name on MTG Top 8. I'm sorry, the alignment is a little bit off. And it looks like they play a lot of Fluctuator. At least in Premodern, those are their only 2 results, are Fluctuator. So that tells me that I want to bring in my annuls. Written Maze is going to be decent. I think I can probably side out a Brain Freeze and an Ensnare and maybe Flash of Insight. Oh wait, actually no, Root Maze is going to be bad because most of their lands are tapped anyway. Okay, let's run it like this. I think I'm going to mulligan to a Counterspell. And I am just going to read Fluctuator real quick. This is a 2-mana artifact that says cycling abilities you activate cost up to 2 less to activate. I kind of want to mulligan to like a Daze or something. And this hand wasn't very good anyway. Yeah, I think I will unfortunately keep this. I'm going to bottom a Gush. And sure enough, that is a tapped land. I don't think I'm going to play out that Black Vise. I don't want the hero knowing what I'm on. Spent a little bit of time looking at Fluctuator and familiarizing myself with how the deck works a little bit. Ooh, looks like they might be going for it right now. Yeah, I actually do not have a counter for this. I think I'm going to bounce it right now. They're going to do some cycling over top of it. Should I have really just hard mulligan to an annul or a Daze? It's possible I should have. Because they have cycled, what, 20 cards or something ridiculous like that? All right, let's see what I find here. That's an Impulse. I don't know if they can play Fluctuator right now. They cannot. All right, I'm going to fire off this Impulse then. 4 islands. Okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. That is just another island. I'm still not going to play this Black Vise. I don't want to tip off the hero to what I'm doing here. All right, let's go ahead and pitchcast this Gush, hoping to find a counterspell. And I didn't find one. So I'm going to bounce the Fluctuator using my open mana. Amazingly, I'm still at the point to where if I find Stasis, the game is just over. That's a Thwart. Damn it. I'm just one card in hand, one island in play short of that Thwart being good. And now they've got this Fluctuator in play. Come on, I need something good here. I am going to Portent myself. Those are all really good. I think I'm going to put Counterspell on top, Chain of Vapor underneath that, and then a Null on the bottom. So I'll be able to hold open Counterspell now. Oh god, they're tapping out for another Fluctuator. I think I have to counter this. I was going to have to counter that Fluctuator coming down anyway. So I'm checking the deck list that I found online, and it looks like their win condition here is a single massive Drain Life, which it's an X1 and a black. You have to spend black mana on the X, and it's just a giant fireball. And they use Songs of the Damned to get up to that point. They are cycling really, really, really low. Oh, and this is Songs of the Damned for those who aren't familiar. Yep, that's a Lotus Petal. 22 creature cards in their graveyard. You got it. I'm not going to thwart that. I am going to thwart this. Wow, they've got a misdirection. Yep, I did the best that I could. So the misdirection can change the target of thwart to misdirection. But other than having that weird thwart, I don't think that I revealed what I was doing to the hero here. So I am going to run this back. And I'm going to hope for a decent counterspell in my hand. This is not good enough. I need lands. Okay, this is good enough. I don't think that I need double thwart here. Jeez, I would love a Stasis. Wish I could have kept that first hand. If it had a Forsaken City in it, I would have kept it. Just Island, Forsaken City, Stasis. That shuts off their whole deck, basically. I guess they had the Lotus Petal, but it looks like they've only got one Lotus Petal in their sideboard. Okay, it looks like I might have a little bit of breathing room here. Oh, nope, they are firing off right now. Oh, no, it's just the Lotus Petal. Okay, it's just Lotus Petal. Thank goodness it's just Lotus Petal. Honestly, I think I'm going to take the island here. No, I'm going to take the Portent. I will find more lands. I can still hold open a Null here as well. I really want to find Stasis. I didn't find it, but I found Daze. I don't think that's good enough. I think I'm going to shuffle. And I'm finally going to reveal what I'm on. That's the Forsaken City. They're still not going for it. And I found another Portent. So let's go ahead and find Stasis, hopefully. That's still not Stasis. My hand's stacked with enough counter magic, I think. I think I'm really just looking for Stasis. Oh, there's slow cycling stuff. Oh, that's terrible. Still not going for it. And I've got a grip full of counters that will help me, hopefully. Oh, looks like they might be doing something. No, they're just cycling on their main phase. All right. Well, I found a Gush, so I am going to hardcast that. And I'm going to continue digging. Geez, still no, huh? I'm just going to shuffle this. I have no fewer than 5 counterspells in my hand. 2 of them are annuls. 6 counterspells. Never mind, I'm sorry. Must have miscounted. All right, here we go. We are on Fluctuator. I am going to annul this. There's not really much they can do about that annul. They can't misdirect it. They'd have to, like, counter it, but I have so many counterspells in hand. Yeah, it's just another land drop. Oh, this is something big. A Drifting Djinn, huh? Yeah, okay, I'll counter that. Will I? No, I'm not going to counter it. If that's the best they've got, then I guess I can just hope that I'm going to hit something here in the next few draws. And I have the Chain of Vapor in case that doesn't actually happen. Oh, and they have to pay on their upkeep to keep it around? How much does this cost? 4 blue. They have 4 blue right now. Yeah, let's just go ahead and chain it. Jeez, I've done so much digging. I've seen so many cards. I would love to find a freaking Stasis right now. Just please, Stasis. I'll even take a Black Vise. Instead, I'm stuck with these stinky islands. I am going to go ahead and counterspell this one. I will hardcast a Thwart. Yeah, they just let it go. Please, a Stasis. I beg you. Black Vise, I'll take it. This is at bare minimum a clock of some sort. You know, they could just start casting some of these dopes, but it looks like they're choosing not to. I don't know why. It's a Gush. I think I am going to pitch cast this. Just try and do something here. And I found a Portent. Digging. Island, Impulse. Just like that. I'm not going to shuffle because Impulse will look at more cards than Gush will if I shuffle. Or Portent will if I shuffle it. And I could Impulse and dig past these 2 islands on the top of my deck. I think it's just going to depend on what the hero does here. That's a Fluctuator. I'm going to annul that. And nothing, huh? Okay, I will dig past those 2 islands. I found a foil. I just want to Gush, though. I think my hand has enough counterspells in it. I just really want to close this game out, finally. And I finally found the Stasis. Oh, thank goodness. It's about time. And that just resolved. Just no fighting at all. Now I've got 3 counterspells, a Thwart, a Chain of Vapor, and 2 islands in hand. I've got Black Vise in play. There's really just not much that the hero can do here. And now I just do nothing until my opponent dies. This is great. Oh, they're desperate. Cycling on my end step as if it matters. Friend, you don't get an untap. Songs of the Damned. I'm just gonna counterspell this. No mana for you, unfortunately. Yeah, that misdirection is fine. Counterspell again. I'm sorry, friend. It is turn 16. I have had this entire time just to stack my hand. I'm gonna have counterspells. Although I think they might just be trying to get cards out of their hand, which is fair. And they give it up. That's all it took, huh? That's perfectly fine by me. Oh man, I feel like that should have been easier than it was. But all the notes that I've seen on this matchup have said that it's literally just counter their Fluctuator, lol, and you win. And that is basically what happened here. Unfortunately, it took me just freaking forever to find my Stasis this time. But I had so much dig. I had these Impulses and these Portents and these Gushes and these Impulses. And I just saw so many cards. And I think that the Portents were really nice in keeping the consistency going. I'm very happy with those. All right, well, let's see if I've got a shot at top 8 here. I'm going to move on to match 5. All right, I am on the play in match 5 versus JensKjaer. I looked them up on MTG top 8. Looks like they play some Sly and Elves. I think I am going to keep this. Boomerang can hit a Quirion Ranger or a Wirewood Symbiote if I need it to. Impulse can attempt to find a Stasis. Gush can keep it going. Thwart can keep it going. So the heroes sat on their thumb for about 6 minutes and then decided to keep their hand. So I guess we're going to play Magic now. And it's a Fyndhorn Elves. Okay, well, I'm not going to mess with that. Do I want to Portent here or do I want to Impulse? I think I want to Impulse. That would let me hold open Daze on the hard and pitch cast. Plus Boomerang. Yeah, that is a bad boy. I don't know if I can counter that though. I can't Daze it, that's for sure. I think I'm going to Impulse on top of it. And I found another Impulse. I found an Ensnare, which is not terrible. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Impulse, unfortunately. I really would have liked to counter this Quirion Ranger, but it just wasn't in the cards. Literally, I didn't have Counterspell. I would have countered that so hard. At this rate, though, with the rate that the hero is taking actions... yeah, here we go. That is a Daze. They're just moving so slowly. Oof, that is the survival of the fittest, huh? All right, well, maybe I misplaced my Daze then. Oh, there's a Stasis. If I can manage to Boomerang this Quirion Ranger, I can attempt to either counter it on the way down. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. Suddenly wishing I had an island instead of this impulse. But I didn't know that I was going to rip Stasis. All right, they're discarding a Nantuko Vigilante, which kind of worries me. They found a Squee. Discarding that to find something else. For a Priest of Titania. Ugh. Think I let that go. Attacking with Quirion Ranger. I really have to think about this. I think I'm going to impulse. I don't think I'm going to go aggro yet. I don't think I'm ready. I think I need more lands. Interestingly enough, I'd actually really like to assemble Ritmaze here. Hero's just taking so dang long on every single action. I don't know what's going on over there. All right, I found a Chain of Vapor that lets me do this a little bit more efficiently. Ooh, that is Counterspell, Forsaken City. I am going to put Forsaken City in the middle of a Counterspell sandwich. And now I have basically everything. Just gonna have to handle the Survival of the Fittest. That's 4 mana. All right, they're going bigger. That's 7 mana. That is a Deranged Hermit, huh? I need to think about what my sequencing is going to look like before I think about this Deranged Hermit. I can Boomerang the Quirion Ranger, and then I can next turn Stasis, Thwart the Quirion Ranger, and then rely on City to get me to where I'm going. I think that's okay. I think I need to let this Deranged Hermit resolve. That just lets Gaia's Trade just tap for so much, though. Okay, so that is an Anger. If they find a mountain here... Oh, geez, that's bad. That's really bad, too. I think I have to counter that. Yeah, I'm going to counter that. So that delays my stuff for a little bit here. Oh, that is a Morph. All right, so that is a Nantuko Vigilante, most likely. Swinging out like so. Okay, so I'm drawing Forsaken City here. I'm still pretty sure they have a Forest in hand, and they can't activate Quirion Ranger right now. So genuinely, I think I might have to Forsaken City, Stasis, and then Boomerang the Quirion Ranger, and then counter it with Thwart on the way back down. I might have to pitch Gush to Forsaken City here. That doesn't feel good. All right, this sucks. I'm on the record stating that this sucks. Oh, it's another Gaia's Cradle. That's so bad for me. Yeah, now they just get to search for Survival of the Fittest. They can turn Morph a face up. Triple Gaia's Cradle, huh? Literally, now all they have to do is turn this face up, and my Stasis is gone. And I don't really have a way to find another one. I think genuinely my win condition for this matchup is to have my opponent time out. Okay, that is a Yavimaya Granger. Why would you find this? Basic land card onto the battlefield tapped? Don't really care about that. Do I? Do I care about this? Mountain is kind of useful, I guess. But really the problem is this Nantuko Vigilante, which is going to blow up my Stasis. Yeah, just like that. I don't even have Chain of Vapor held up. I'm going to take a hit for 9 here. All right, I need to get extremely lucky. I need to think about if I am going to pitch something to this Forsaken City or not. They still have the Ranger in hand, don't they? Pretty sure they still have Ranger in hand. If they have Ranger in hand, then I think I need to pitch the Thwart. I don't think I can... Well, that's the problem, though, is Thwart is what's keeping that Ranger from hitting play. Because I know they have Forest in hand, too. What are my outs at this point? I need to have Stasis basically on top of my deck. If I have Stasis on top of my deck, then I can just play Stasis, and I wouldn't necessarily need Chain of Vapor. I think I have to pitch the Chain of Vapor to untap this. That is a Counterspell. That's not nothing. All right, Gushing looking for Stasis, and I didn't find it. I'm just exactly dead here. That sucks. All they have to do is pay the Echo cost on this, which I suppose they don't have to do. Like, they could just let the Granger go, or they could tap Priest of Titania to pay for it. Yeah, that's fine. There's the basic forest that I knew was happening. Squeeze going down. They're searching their deck for a creature. Found a Wirewood Symbiote. Return an elf to untap a creature. I actually don't have that many elves. I think I have to counter this. Ugh, that's disgusting. 8 mana. They're pitching this guy to survival as well. Oh, they just found another Wirewood Symbiote. Yeah, I have to let that go. Pitching the Quirion Ranger. Finding another Deranged Hermit. I'm pretty sure that is just game, but I'm going to make the opponent kill me here. So it took them way too long to execute that kill. They have less than 10 minutes on the clock, and I have a ton of hate that I can bring in for this matchup. Curse Totems are coming in. Hibernation is coming in. And if I have room for Propaganda, then I'll bring that in too. What can I take out? Honestly, I might go down on win conditions. My opponent is taking forever to take game actions, and I might be playing towards timing them out. So Root Maze could still be good, but I am not sure it would be. I think I could probably side out Root Maze. Brain Freeze, honestly, might be the win con. Dazes are bad. Boomerang, I need all of the bounce that I can get. Flash of Insight is too slow. Maybe Brain Freeze and Root Maze should be staying in, and I should get rid of the Black Vises. Or maybe these can all stay in and I get rid of the Portents. I don't think that's good, though. Portent's just so good at seeing so many cards. Ensnare's not particularly strong in this matchup, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe I take out, like, a Root Maze. Really worried about taking out Black Vises, though. Take out an Impulse because it's a bit slower. I'm not sure. I kind of want all of these cards in. Maybe Propaganda's not that good. I'm going to keep one Propaganda out, and I'm going to side like this. This is very difficult. I'm not sure that this is correct, but I am going to do it like this. I will be on the play here. Ooh. Yeah, I keep this. So here's the thing about Curse Totem is they put a Llanowar Elves into play, and Curse Totem will shut off that activated ability, which means that the morph that flips to kill an artifact or enchantment can't come into play this turn because they can't use their Llanowar Elves to ramp. So I could literally just hold open Counterspell and probably be okay. It gets better if they kept their hand off the strength of Forest Llanowar Elves and they have no other lands, and I just completely stuffed what they were trying to do. Because I'm pretty sure this deck doesn't actually play that many lands, right? No, I checked their list. They're on 20 lands. Heck yeah, that Quirion Ranger does nothing. If I find a Forsaken City right now, then I was just gonna land Stasis. But I found Gush instead. I would really rather have at least one more island in play before I Gush. Ooh, we've got nothing. Okay, I'll take that. Island. Love that. I don't think I'm going to play Stasis right now. I think I'm just going to be very patient. Do I Counterspell this Naturalize, or do I just chain it? Play it next turn? I think I'm going to chain it. That lets me hold open Counterspell still. Yep, glad I held open Counterspell. I'm countering that morph. And they have to attack with their stuff anyway. Wow, that was a really good turn. I like that turn. Endhorn Elves, whatever. Okay, Curse Totem's going to come back down here. And I am not going to be landing Stasis yet. Hopefully they tap out for like a deranged hermit or something. Nope, just more tiny little nerds. Okay, that is a second Curse Totem. I am going to Stasis now. Actually think I'm going to Gush as well. Oh, that's a Forsaken City. That's huge. But I think I'm going to start playing out islands instead. And now I'm hoping I just get a couple of draw steps so that my counterspells can be online. Oh, I have a foil in hand. Never mind. My counterspells are already online. What am I talking about? The hero is majorly flooded here. And I mean, I keep drawing islands, so I'm going to keep playing them. Now I just have so many counterspells. Don't think I'm going to play that. I'm going to hold foil here. Do I want to give them a burst of mana? Oh, wait, no, it doesn't matter. Curse Totem is in play. Yeah, that's literally just a 2 mana 1/1. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And I found a Brain Freeze. I think it's time to drop Black Vise. I could have held the Black Vise in hand, but I think that this opponent is going to try to get cards out of their hand instead of succumbing to the Black Vise. They might even attempt to point and naturalize at the Black Vise directly. Ooh, Survival of the Fittest, huh? No, I'm gonna counter that. They tapped their Gaia's Cradle to do it too, and I'm gonna counter that as well. Island and another card. Let's just pitch this spare Stasis. And they burned that last mana. That's fantastic. I think I'm gonna pitch the Curse Totem to untap this and then pay like this. I am out of counterspells. Wirewood Symbiote, don't care. Ooh, that's a Propaganda. Do I want to drop that? I think not yet. Just gonna get some more cards here first. They found another Gaia's Cradle, but they aren't using it yet. I am going to chain my Stasis. I found Portent. I don't think I need to do Portent. I think I can just play Stasis into Propaganda. Use this chain as protection. Oh, that's a Gush. I love keeping the train rolling with Gush. That's beautiful. Go ahead and cast another one. And I found a Counterspell. That's pretty good for me. Still nothing. Oh yeah, they're trying to attack with their stuff, but this Propaganda's in play. Yeah, unfortunate. Really, the correct thing for the hero to do in this position is just straight up concede. I think. They are running ridiculously low on clock here. Oh, here we go. We're doing something. That is a deranged hermit. Do I just want to counter this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13. They could pay for 7 attackers. Yeah, I think I'm just going to counter this. Counter this one too. Honestly, I'm going to chain my Black Vise here. And I am going to sacrifice a land. Probably this Forsaken City. And I'm going to chain my Stasis. I'm going to do this in an attempt to get my opponent to run out the clock. Instead, they conceded the game. It took them way too long to concede. Cursed Totem was the only reason that I was able to win that at all. Now they've got 3 minutes to finish this up. Is it time for me to dabble in the dark arts? It very well may be time. I'm going to leave this as a little tidbit for y'all who have decided to watch this far into the video. When you're playing a prison deck, sometimes it is to your benefit to understand that you should match the pace of play that your opponent has. If your opponent is playing at a reasonable pace, then yes, go ahead and match that pace of play. And I can be quite dexterous and deft when playing decks like these, and I can play basically as fast as I want. But if your opponent is like this one, and very deliberate with their actions, and thinking about things before they do them, and really hemming and hawing about whether they should tap their forest to pay for their Llanowar Elves, then what is my motivation to do anything different? I'm going to side out a Black Vise and bring in a Root Maze. And I am going to count on my opponent making a mistake because they are playing too slowly and have not given themselves the time necessary to make informed decisions. This hand has Forsaken City Stasis. I'm keeping it. I will go ahead and drop a Black Vise. Yeah, they're playing much faster now. Maybe not fast enough. That's Aquarian Ranger. Not much I can do about that unless I wanted to discard stuff. Okay, here we go. It's possible that I should have thwarted that priest. Or the Quirion Ranger, I mean. Okay, that's a Forsaken City. I am going to drop a Stasis. And they are naturalizing it at the correct time. That's fine, I have a backup. Okay, I don't care about this. Yeah, they're just going as aggro as they can. I think I'm going to pitch the Brain Freeze. I don't think I'm using that. Ooh, and I found a Thwart. Let's go ahead and drop this Stasis now. Okay, well, we're gonna do this now. And that is a Cursed Totem. That will probably lock this game up pretty hard. Absolute patience here. You need to get your hotkeys down and your sequencing in very good shape. And now it's just time to execute. I'm going to thwart this. I don't think that they have a naturalize. And I am going to Portent, and I'm going to see if I can find something here. Propaganda, Hibernation, Thwart. No, you may not have that. That you may have. And I'm actually running behind on time here. I might time out before they do. Oh, this is terrible. Dang, and I timed out. Oh, that was so close, though. Oh, wow, I need to get a little more practice in. I think I should have done an auto no on the Forsaken City. That actually might have made a difference. Because I could have just right-clicked this, and there's a pop-up that can come up that will tell you to auto yes or auto no. And I should have put that into play a long time before. 9 seconds on the match, though. That was really wild. Let's go ahead and move on to match 6, actually, the final round. All right, that sucks, but you learn from it and you adapt. I'm on the draw in match 6 versus Swarped. This is a very fast Stasis. I think I'm going to keep it and count on my deck to deliver a land to me. If I find even one island, then this hand is very good. And the hero has mulled a 5. Uh-oh, Crystal Vein, that's not good. I need to put my Stops back up. Okay, and I found an island. That's great. Oh, this is Oath of Druids. Yeah, I actually do not care because I do not have any creatures in my 75. Wonder what the Crystal Vein is for, though. That's kind of wild to me. Well, I'm going to continue to just make land drops. See if I can catch the hero with their pants down. Altar of Dementia. Sacrifice a creature. I mill cards equal to that creature's power. Okay, so this is just the Devourer combo. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and land a Stasis. I hope you enjoy that Altar of Dementia. I wonder if there's a way to do auto yes on Stasis. That would be really nice. I'm actually going to see. No, not really. That's fine. I'm going to drop this Forsaken City now. Gives me, like, it makes me a little vulnerable to Wasteland, yes. But they didn't have Wasteland, so that's fine. I'm about to miss a land drop, so I'm not going to do that. And instead, I am going to play out a Black Vise. Probably discarding, a spare Stasis, maybe? I don't think I need this hardcast Counterspell anymore. Not another one. Here we go. The hero's doing something. That's a Mox Diamond. They're discarding a City of Brass to put that into play. I don't know why they would do that. Like, the Mox Diamond's going to stay tapped just like the City would. Oh, it's because they're trying to stay underneath my Black Vise. All right, that's fair. The hero was trying to pay costs for something. I don't know what it was. Is it time to chain my Stasis? No, it's not. Oh, they're tapping out for an Enlightened Tutor. Yeah, you got it. You go wild, friend. Defense Grid, huh? Okay, well, they really are doing their best here. No. How about we don't do that? And you want to see something very funny? You want to see something super duper funny? Have they played a land this turn? No, they haven't. So I don't want to get got by Wasteland here. But I do want to daze their Tinker. Oh, I'm so sorry, friend. That hurts so much. That tapped him out of a lot of resources, too. I'm going to start removing stops. I think that's something that'll help me out, too. Oh, I can't auto-know this. Oh, well, that's terrible. Well, in that case, I'm just going to do that. So we kind of stared at each other for a few turns. Oh, and they're, yeah, tapping out for a Chromatic Sphere? Sure, I guess. Well, not fully tapping out, but still. Seems like they're going for something. They're at 2 life. They have to. Sabo's Web. The cantrip. Sure, you got it. And that's a concession. Okay, that was pretty easy. In fact, I'm going to put that down in my match notes. That it was pretty easy. How do I want to fight this deck? Probably with some amount of annul. That would be pretty cool. Hibernation's bad against them. Chill's bad. Curse Totem's bad. Propaganda's bad. The only other card I'd consider bringing in is possibly a mana short. But honestly, I might just want to keep my main deck intact. I can side out, say a Boomerang, since I don't think they're going to be bringing in stuff that I want to Boomerang. Ensnare is bad. And honestly, I don't think I need Root Maze. They're not going to be putting in a bunch of, like, Sarah Sanctums and stuff. Oh, I can't keep this. I can keep this, and I can put a Portent on the bottom. Ooh, that is a Xantid Swarm. Well, so much for me not having Boomerangs in the deck. But actually, I've really liked that. Bounce this Xantid Swarm. And that is a defense grid that I couldn't counter. So I'm going to have to just do it now. Here's my impulse. I will grab a Chain of Vapor. And I am at the hero's mercy here. If they just have it, then they have it. They didn't attack with the Xantid Swarm. That's weird. Well, I don't really have anything I can do here, so I'm not going to. I found 2 Chain of Vapors. So, oh, I should have done it at beginning of combat. Come on, man. Need to put my stops back. Oh, there's nothing I can do about that. So if they've got it, they've got it. All right, there's a Devourer. Are they just going to swing with everything here? Yeah, they're going to swing with everything. Okay, there's probably something that I could do in this situation to make this not happen. But it would involve what? With Xantid Swarm and Defense Grid? It means that I would have to chain the Swarm at beginning of combat and then Gush into either Foil or Thwart. Getting ready to concede here. I am actually going to make them reveal their deck to me. And I'm going to F6. Oh, they just went and grabbed a Tormod script. Sure. I don't really like having this combo of things here. Like, I don't even have a Counterspell in hand that could get out of this. Like, I would have to actually legitimately dig into things. Oh, if they're not going to attack with their swarm, then that actually helps me out a lot. Looks like they're just going for it. And they hit another Phyrexian Devourer, which puts it at exactly 7, and they have to sacrifice it. Wow. Yeah, they just tried going for having the thing, and it didn't work. Got a bit greedy there, I think. Now the Devourer is just gone, and now I can chain their Xantid Swarm, because they didn't attack with it. And now I'm going to start working through their various layers of protection. Gush. No, I am going to hold everything open because I have to counterspell that Xantid Swarm when it comes back down. I have exactly 5 islands. I can do it. Counter that. Ooh, a Red Blast. Yep. Not anything I can do about that. Now, I didn't side out my Brain Freeze, so it's possible that I could still Brain Freeze this opponent, like try and combo off somehow. Actually, I'm going to drop a Black Vise, just for fun. Yeah, now they're attacking with Xantid Swarm every turn. And that is a Tinker sacrificing a Lotus Petal. The hero is at 8. Okay, they just found another Devourer here. If they have something else, then I might be able to be in trouble, actually. I might just be in trouble. I am going to Gush, see if I can find something good. I didn't. Do I want to chain their Xantid Swarm? I could Daze it. That would be really funny. I think I'm just going to hardcast Gush. No, I'm not going to do that. That's really silly. Just going to let this go. And hope that they don't have it still, I guess. Daze is probably the worst one here. But if they have it, they have it. Not even swinging with Devourer. They have it, don't they? No, they're getting greedy with it again. What the hell? What's going on? Oh, they have Fling. That's what's going on. So we've got Red Blast, Seal of Cleansing, Enlightened Tutor, Ray of Revelation, Fling. More Ray of Revelations. And Fling. I'll concede to that. Well played, hero. Well played. The Xantid Swarm plus Defense Grid combo was too much for my tiny brain to overcome. Do I want to bring in Hibernation specifically for Xantid Swarm? Nah, that's stupid, right? I think that's kind of stupid. Instead, I think I'm going to bring back Root Maze. Side out, maybe Flash of Insight? Can I really be on the play with this? I mean, it is double Counterspell. Yeah, I'll keep it. The hero's mulling down really low. They're at 5 already. I guess 5 isn't really low. Oh, 4 is really low. Yeah, I guess I'm just hoping that they don't have Xantid Swarm, because Xantid Swarm would suck, even with this hand. And me at 7. That's a Gemstone 9. And that's a Xantid Swarm. All right, I need to find an answer to that. I need a chain, or a Boomerang, or something. Yeah, they are just swinging in with Xantid Swarm every single time now. I think that's correct to do. Jeez, we're back to this BS. Yeah, you got it. I think I have to just take the friggin' island here. No, I can take Gush. Do I just cast this? No, I don't think I do. I can still get out of this if I'm able to find Root Maze and Stasis. Stasis is a relatively unique answer to Xantid Swarm, keeping it down tapped. I am going to Gush. And I found 2 more islands. Oh my god. All right, fine. Do I really need all these islands? No, I don't think so. And they're quickly approaching the point to where they could just have Devourer plus, like, oh, I don't know, something. And I'm quickly approaching the point where I need a Stasis. Hey, it's Stasis. Look at that. All right, it's time. Stasis. Just need to hope that they have nothing, I guess. Maybe I should have waited a turn. Might have gotten a bit impatient. No, Xantid Swarm remains untapped. I think that this Counterspell is no longer any good. I'm going to pitch it. Oh, that is a Brain Freeze. Can I do anything about that? Not sure. I'm not sure if I can do anything with that Brain Freeze. I think the name of the game here is that I now need to find an answer to Xantid Swarm and Defense Grid, likely, before I can do anything else. And to that end, I think it actually might be time to get rid of the foil. Not gonna Gush quite yet. Okay, still not getting saucy with the Xantid Swarm. They've got exactly 1 shot with it, and I think they know that. Okay, I am going to Gush now. I really want to find an answer to the Xantid Swarm. And I didn't. I just found another Stasis. I think I'm going to be a bit cowardly. I'm going to fire off this impulse. Oh, right. It's pay 3 more. That's very silly of me. Oh, that's very silly of me. That's very silly of me. Found a Black Vise, though. Gotta do something, right? It is my own clock, actually. Now the hero's taking 6 a turn. So they're gonna have this turn and next turn, and that's it. It's at times like these where I need to remember that I need to stop and think about the state of the game. The hero has access to 6 mana right now. If they have another Crystal Vein plus a Fling, then they win. We're moving to combat. And they're swinging with their Xantid Swarm. I think they have it. Oh, it's just another defense grid. Yeah, I can't do anything about that anyway, right? Like, I'm pretty much all in on these Black Vises right now. They might have like a Seal of Cleansing. Oh, they're doing this on their turn. So I will just, yeah, okay. Okay. So what does that mean? That means that this Brain Freeze is just food for the Forsaken City. Yeah, especially since I found the Chain of Vapor. I could chain their Xantid Swarm and then counter the chain copy. That would be really funny. Yeah, I'm just going to chain their Xantid Swarm. They didn't even copy it. Well, since I'm not using my mana for anything else because of the defense grids, I may as well throw down this impulse, right? Ooh, I found another chain. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie, I feel like the hero handed this win to me. This feels like a win. It might not be a win, but it does certainly feel like a win. If they tinker right now, then I could actually thwart the tinker, unless they have like a 0-drop that they could be playing out, which they have shown me a 0-drop. Okay, they just gave it up. They just surrendered. Oh, that was really, really tricky. I think they just ran out of resources. I'm not exactly certain if I deserve this win, but I will take it regardless. I will definitely take the win. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be mad about the win. So I feel like the deck is strong and the pilot is weak. The portents were extremely helpful. I was able to dig into my deck a lot deeper than I would have otherwise without the portents. And the land count was good as well. I liked being at 23 lands. I didn't really miss the Treva's Ruins. I had Treva's Ruins in a previous build of this. In fact, let me go ahead and pull that up for you if you are not aware with what that is. It's just a lair. When you play it, you have to sacrifice it unless you bounce a non-lair land to your owner's hand, usually untapped island. I played this at the con, and it wasn't great. It was just okay. I like that one of the strengths of this list is that I'm not as vulnerable to Wasteland as I would be otherwise. And honestly, like Treva's Ruins eating your land drop on earlier turns of the game, I don't really like that. I don't really miss it. The Root Maze is green, yes, but you do not play Root Maze without Forsaken City. You just don't do it. So you don't need the green from the Treva's Ruins. I think the interaction suite was really good. Shame I didn't really use Brain Freeze, except for that one time, I think. Did I even Brain Freeze anybody this league? All the matches are a blur. But the consistency, I think, is really what pushes this over the top. The portents are so nice. Flash of Insight was really good at finding what I needed, and I liked that as a one of. And of course, Impulse is Impulse. So I think at the very minimum, I'm going to keep this 60 going forward. The sideboard might need a bit of work. Cursed Totem was amazing. It was the only reason I had a shot against Elves at all. And really, I just think I need to get better at the deck. My losses this league, or this tournament, were due to incorrect decisions. Again, match 2, game 2 was a game that I lost, probably due to just the deck not functioning properly. And I could see match 4, game 2 being one of those as well. And of course, it's just a dog to Elves. So, but still, like, I had a shot against Elves. If I had played a little bit faster in that matchup, then I probably would have won it. I just need to get used to the triggers, and I need to make sure to remove stops and set stops properly and paying attention to that. I'm not going to feel too bad about my loss to Replenish combo. I am still learning how that deck works, and, you know, being able to fight it at all when I didn't even know that they had half the stuff that they had in their deck. I think that was okay. I just need to be prepared for that the next time I see it. And of course, Stiflenought. I just got aggressive in that third game, and I really should have been a little bit more patient. But all in all, I think this was a good learning experience. I'm not going to be mad about the loss here. I am going to double down on it. I'm going to focus, and I'm going to get very good.
This program is made possible by your view, like, and comment, the support of my wife and son, and by contributions to Fate Seal MTG from viewers like you. Thank you.